Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Witcher Ways of Old. I am your humble game master, Gilbert Ramos, as I am for most all. I haven't been usurped yet. For Ways of Old, uh, I have no announcements, I don't believe, so let's jump into what you guys actually came here for, our players and our player characters.
Hello. Hi. I'm Avery. I'm at Golden Gwydion on all of the social medias. And this evening, I will be playing the Bard Extraordinaire, the Debonair Debutante, the Cunning Linguist, the Sexy Charlatan, Calamus Akers.
Hello, I'm Luna or druidbynight, and tonight I will be playing Sorceress Supreme, Cersei Aveline.
Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel. I am in an Airbnb and very different right now. But hi, I am playing Ingrid of Sintra, your favorite bear witcher.
Okay, no, it's okay. That's fine. That's fine. No, I'm just worried about taking someone else's spot again. Hi, I'm as I was on the social medias, because I think I'm funny. And today I'll be playing everyone's favorite criminal, Relg, who is panicking.
I was so concerned, I was like, oh, Rogue's having tech issues, and then I looked down. I was the idiot that muted my mic. It was me the whole time. Uh, so, with that being said, you're not on screen yet, but I wish it was. Um, let's swap over and let's jump into today's episode of Ways of Old, shall we? Well, this is normally the time where I would ask for a recap from our lovely Ingrid. However, since you are not in your proper location, as if you're not allowed to move, um, um, you are not with all your notes and all your things. I will take the
I have
role
nothing. I have a
of
laptop.
I will take the role of chronicler tonight, and I will do very poorly. Luckily, you guys didn't do a million things, so this makes my life a little easier. You all celebrated Ingrid's birthday through painstaking magic and through painstaking planning and the upswing of a very sour mood that Ingrid was having throughout the day as she could not find snowdrops. Relg was meant to keep her at bay for a while and keep her distracted while Cersei and Calamus sorted out the finer details of a birthday celebration. The two, Relg and Ingrid, meandered the woods for a bit, discussing Ingrid's past, former, and gone love, uh, and discussed a bit of the history of Ingrid of Sintra. Upon making their way back to camp, Cersei had cast a bit of uncontrolled, a bit of randomized chaos, and allowed a small meadow of snowdrops to bloom in their campsite. As well, Calamus had crafted a lovely basket. I almost said bag, I'm so sorry. That had adorned Ingrid's favorite flower, the snowdrops on them as well. As well, I believe there was some decorations done to your armor, the scabbard of your, or the scabbard of the swords that you bear, as well as a signing in the back of your personal journal. As well, of note, in Calamus's true name. So, after the celebration was had, a celebration of Ingrid's 60th birthday, I believe,
Mhm.
was
667.
done as wine was shared, stories were swapped, and a brief moment of brevity was had by our heroes before descending into the elven ruins and elven cemetery, Fen Carn. Upon arrival, as they were cresting into the domain of Fen Carn, the troop noticed a strange crop of mandrakes sprouting here and there. Quite an interesting flower, an interesting root, plant. Let's call it. Let's call it plant. Um, Commonly used in a particularly interesting and painful ritual of transformation by the mages of Aretusa, as well as certain poisons. So, the plant is quite interesting. The troop realized that that the plants themselves were not quite magical in nature. This was a natural occurrence. As well, the soil itself was being almost poisoned or tainted by the growth of such plants. They continued their journey after harvesting a bit, and heard an uncomfortable giggle coming from one of the tombs, the mausoleums, the crypts. It was decided that Calamus would go forth and try to reason after some words were exchanged. There Calamus found a young woman, beautiful but covered from head to toe in cloak. The two exchanged some words, with the woman asking to leave, simply to be allowed to leave, wishing to give no further information. But Calamus pressed about an item that they were looking for, the whole reason for being at Fen Carn, a purpose given, a relic in search of. That's how words work. Some words were exchanged, and then it seemed as if this woman was fighting back an urge, a strange sort of desire of sorts. Calamus asked a final question, which, if I'm being honest, eludes me. If someone would like to throw that out, if they do remember.
He asked if she would do him the honor of allowing him to see her again.
And she did. She offered to let him see her now, to which she cast off the cloak and revealed leathery wings, almost knee-high furred legs, as well as cloven hooves and deep horns that almost curled back atop her head. A succubus revealed to our lovely bard, who quickly thought on his feet and crawled on hands and knees at her beauty, only to see that the succubus wand, the staff that Cersei seeks, was in the creature's left hand. Calamus, not taken by the beauty any more so than no supernatural effects were in effect, Calamus thought quickly and severed the woman's hand from her body, taking the with an incredible roll of 51. Let's never forget that. And snatched up the succubus wand, again the staff that Cersei seeks, and began to run out of the crypt, screaming for his allies, who began to run into the crypt to save their friend. A wisp of smoke, culminating and growing, moved past them, almost moving in tandem, arriving just a bit further ahead of them. As it spoke, as it begins to take form, spoke and said, "Get away from her." And that, I believe, dear heroes, is where we pick up from our last adventure. So, let's jump right into it. Let's have some initiative rolls. Or did we already do
We're gonna make
those?
We did do
We
initiative.
did not. We're gonna make a Witcher out of Calamus yet. That was really, really clutch and a very.
I want to stress it's every time I don't make a combat character. Like if I make a combat character, my rolls are absolute trash.
I want you to know that was very Cat Witcher of you too, by the way.
So let's have a roll of
One
1d10.
character almost got killed by a plant.
Okay, so fun fact for the people at home, I forgot my d10s, so I get to use the very lovely Roll20 dice, which have always fucked me in the past, so I'm really looking forward to this. Slash roll just 1d10?
1d10 plus reflex.
1d10.
Damn. I
Is it
gotta
roll
shit roll.
space 1d10?
Yeah,
Yes.
I haven't used
There's,
roll 20 dice
there's
in
also an
forever.
initiative button on quick roll buttons on the front page of your
There
character sheet.
is. There absolutely
is?
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
1 second.
I exploded.
Excellent.
Excellent.
What is your roll, Calamus?
28.
28.
Christ.
Where do you see the initiative roll button?
For skills and modifiers under quick roll buttons.
So if I
Oh.
was rolling initiative, it would be the 10 plus dex or
10 plus your
Reflexes.
reflex.
reflex.
Do I have any bonuses and penalties with this? 0? No?
If it's not on your sheet, you should be fine. Your sheet is current. You are wearing your armor, so there would be a default penalty to spellcasting, and I believe dexterity.
Yeah, that shows. Yep, 9.
I got a
Excellent.
10.
14.
14.
Because 6 plus 8 is. Yes.
Excellent. So, make sure I'm not mixing up my systems. Excellent, excellent, excellent. If I was a wiser game master, I would have rolled initiative for the for the creatures beforehand, but I am not a wise man.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you told me in the last session before the mist showed up that my medallion started vibrating.
That is correct.
Okay.
So I need 2 copies of this book open, actually.
Got a double fist the book.
Truly. All right.
Fake sword, by the way, it's foam, but I'm ready. Let's go.
Team.
Hey, Rogue, give him a good warning shot.
Yeah, no, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be a nice warning shot, and then we'll go from there with the magic users. Everything will be fine. We're gonna have a great time. Why is anybody else worried? I'm not worried.
Not worried at all. What do you mean?
What for?
So, this order is given. Allow me to swap you guys over to the Roll20 menu so that any one of viewers might see our things.
This lovely map that Ramos put together.
Indeed. So, ignore my awful smoke cloud, but this will be the smoke cloud, which...
I thought that was your signature.
Rough. The smoke cloud will be going first at a 29.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
my god, Jesus Christ.
I also exploded. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Followed very quickly by Calamus, and then Relg, and then Cersei, and then Ingrid, and then the succubus.
At least I'm not dead last.
So, in this moment, it's going to use the final bit of its movement and fully engulf. We're going to delete this. Fully engulf this square here. It takes form and shape, and you can see Calamus as you are clearly in the room. You have a bit of a wall between you. So I think your vision might be a bit obscured. You're unfortunately able to see... Yeah, I think actually no one will be able to see this, actually. Which is fine by me, honestly.
Isn't this wall taken out?
This wall is taken out, but your eyesight, given... that arrow right there is where you would be trying to... Okay, you would kind of see this, actually. Let's go ahead and reveal this, then.
Reveal this thing. Oh my god.
It begins to take the form of a man. But it is warped and changed. It is given... He wears what might be defined as fine clothing. Perhaps that of a lesser noble. He wears a red bag of leather with a strange bit of embroidered symbol. The clothing is very normal. It's intricate, but it's tattered a bit. You can see it's been well worn. It's the form of the beast that truly is frightening. From beneath the gloved hand with a strange white circle, looks almost like a geometric or arcane sigil, grows long fingers that turn to long nails. The ears are far too long, like that of a bat with 3 ridges that run on the interior. The hair is grayish, has streaks of gray and the black that follow down. Looks like he might be balding, but makes up for it in fine mutton chops. Its snarled face is very clearly not human. The nose turned inward, no longer protruding out. The eyes sharp, white, and glowing. They rest on you, Calamus.
It's fully corporeal, not like any translucent nature to it.
Fully corporeal, fangs bared. Calamus, I'd like you to roll. I'm going to call this education, please.
Okay. And that's with intelligence?
Yes, please. 2. Calamus, you don't know what this creature might be. And you catch only a glimpse of it as you move beyond the wall. You don't know what it is in the brief glance that you caught. And there is fear, though. You can feel your heart pounding in your chest. Ingrid, you know exactly what this creature is.
Tell me.
This is a higher vampire. And it looks where Calamus hides behind the wall. Now, in this turn, mechanically, it's used all its movement. It is going to let out a horrible sound, Calamus. A screech of sorts that chills the air. But it takes a single step towards you, toward the succubus, who is still clutching the stump of her wrist in pain. That brings us to you, Calamus.
I think in this moment, Calamus has never boasted any measure of true courage in his life. Calamus has always been a man who knows the odds and plays the game to his advantage. He's not the kind of guy who starts a fight that he thinks he can't win. And when it was just the succubus, he had a pretty good grasp on the odds. Seeing that this succubus is not alone, Calamus will slip the broken Nilfgaardian sword back into the teeth that's under his bracer, reach around and grab the shield that he has and keep it on his main arm while holding the severed hand and the wand and the staff of the succubus. And he looks at this creature that is materialized as he moves around the corner, which my speed is, I believe, 4 squares.
Yes. Each
Didn't
square
you
is
give your
2.
sword and shield? Sorry.
What?
Didn't you give
He-
your sword and shield to Cersei?
Oh shit, that's right. Fuck. So he reaches for the shield, then really calculates the odds.
I believe so. We will clarify some things here as well, as this little detail was forgotten. We'll say it was a dagger that did the wound.
Yeah, the dagger that Calamus has is the token from his deceased uncle.
Correct.
That is a broken Nilfgaardian sword.
Ah,
Right,
a la
right. You did
Shadow of
detail that already.
Mordor.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that because they use a broken sword as a dagger in that game.
And just as he makes his 4 squares of movement, which I would believe 1, 2, 3, would put me. Can I stop in Ingrid's square, or can I go in that square that's in front of Relg and beside Ingrid, or is that a walled corner?
Well, firstly, let's
Um,
determine what is your speed.
4.
Okay, so each one of these is 2, so this will be 2 squares. You can be up here if you want to get further, as far as possible. I mean, any one of these 3.
Put me in that square that's directly in front of Ingrid.
Understood.
And
I'm not sure if it's being picked up, but I'm hearing some really unsettling like howling from outside my Airbnb right now.
Calamus is going to look over to this creature that he does not know what it is. And he will say, "Honestly, darling, you look fucking ridiculous. You're down here in a crypt and you're wearing nice clothes. What are you doing? You're going to soil yourself. Honestly, this is beneath you. Find something else to do with your time." And I'm going to roll needling, which is one of my bard skills.
Thought that was leading to just an insult. By all means, please roll needling.
So that is an empathy and needling.
Let's note the look of horror on everyone's faces.
Yeah. Well, you know,
That explodes, though.
That's good. Calamus and Rogue have never gone against the Hunter Vampire before.
Okay.
The last
so
time.
this is
well,
against its resist coercion.
Understood.
Yeah, that smile on Ramos's face. Calamus. The last time we went against a higher vampire, one of our Witchers almost died.
So it rolls a resist coercion against my needling.
27.
I got a 30.
Excellent.
So what that means is really, really mean. It says a bard can make a needling roll against a target's resist coercion. If successful, the bard goads them with obscenities and threats until they attack. The target takes a negative to their attack and defense equal to half the bard's needling roll, lasting for as many rounds as the needling value. So my needling value is 3, but it will take a minus 15 to its attack and defense for 3 rounds.
Understood. Everyone keep me honest. Please.
Just repeat it very incessantly.
And then there was a mechanic where I could spend stamina to make another move, correct?
Yes, you can spend 3 stamina, and it'll take a. It's an extra action. We house ruled it so you can move further, rather than taking a full round action.
Okay.
You can take a full
then
round
I
action
will-
if you so choose, but this is.
I had to roll that needling, and that counts as an action, I think.
Yes.
So I will spend the 3 stamina, and I will move into the space beside Relg.
Understood. Would you like me to move you?
Sure.
2, 4.
And being in that square, will it take an action for me to just hold the succubus wand out to Cersei?
Not an action at all. It's a simple sort of interaction. By all means.
Yeah, Calamus will kind of, like, removing the succubus's hand from it, just hold it out to Cersei. We need to go, now is not the time for witching!
We need to go, okay.
Is that your turn, Calamus?
That is the end of my turn, yes.
Relg, you're up.
So, Rogue is gonna knock an arrow. But I'm curious about what's going on with this new entity. Can I actually see him from where Rogue is at?
Not at current, unfortunately. Truly, right around the corner from you. So it'd be straight and then a right was where he's standing. So no visual on him just yet.
Okay, so since we're running, is it possible, like with other games, where I can hold the action to shoot the person that comes around the corner?
We looked into that. Technically, no. However, this is an excellent opportunity to visit that for a quick and brief discussion.
Okay.
Do we want to allow such things? A sort of holding of action.
Thinking from just like a common sense way, holding an action sounds like a common sense thing to have. So I'm down for house rolling it if we want to, but I'm okay either way.
This is the one time you're never going to catch me on the other side of the debate. Holding an action is, like, so good. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I can just use careful aim because that says I have to take a round to do it. I've just been trying to get the Witcher book to load to bring up my skill tree.
Honestly, valid. I'm
Not a
having the
problem.
same difficulties.
Yeah, there we go.
Excellent.
Okay, so
So you may certainly hold your action if you'd like.
okay, it's a DC equal to the target's reflex times 3.
DC equals the target's reflex times 3.
Times 3.
I don't like the face you just made there.
I don't either.
That is a 45
basically-
DC.
Okay, yeah, it's not happening, but you know what? I'm gonna roll it anyway. As long as it's not a 1. Okay, that would be, because it's a dex. Get nowhere close. Nowhere close. So I don't get the bonus. But, you know, Rogue's got an arrow knocked. Just staring down Cal and looking at the wand.
Quick question, because you said that I saw the higher vampire.
Hold
so I
off
can-
on that until your turn, please. Relg, is that all you've got?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot if anything comes around the corner in an aggressive manner. Given that an arm was just handed over, something's coming around that corner aggressively, more than likely.
Understood. Then, if the moment he comes around the corner, if he just chooses to do so, an arrow will find him. Hopefully. That brings us to Cersei.
Can I give Calamus his things?
By all means.
Do we swap?
You can tag out, yeah, by all means.
Okay, cool. So Cersei will quickly take the wand. She's like got the sword in one hand and is holding a shield to her. With her free hand, she'll take the wand and then she'll kind of move herself to give Calamus his stuff. Can I see the creature
Negative.
from where I am?
In the
Oh,
same, you're
no.
the same problem as Relg. What you see ahead of you is you wouldn't even be able to see the succubus actually. So your line of sight, if you're looking at roll 20, is straight ahead, and there's obviously you can probably make out a little bit of all of that, you know? Rog might be able to see the succubus, or at least a bit, but you, Cersei, are in the back and no visual yet.
Well, Cersei is going to say, "We need to go. We need to leave right now," and kind of start to turn heel. And I would like to hold an action as well.
What action would you like to hold, Cersei?
Ball lightning. If anything attacks specifically.
So using, we'll use D&D as a base for this. You will hold the stamina. Once it is, you're ready to cast. You will use this, expend the stamina if it is not triggered by your turn. Sound good? Does that sound fair to everybody?
I think that's
Yeah.
fair. Well, yeah.
Excellent.
So how much? I don't even know how much stamina that is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I want to use my movement to fucking move, but no one
You may.
else is moving. No one else is like running yet. I don't want to just leave everyone.
To be fair, Rogue plans on running once you guys.
Yeah, this map is, like I said, small. Where Cersei is kind of the end of the map. The tunnel continues for a couple more feet, and then makes that left to the hallway of the crypt. Yeah, so you can say if you'd like to move, you can absolutely move. I'll just put a little marker above your head.
How far from the exit are we at this point?
Judging from where you guys came from, because everything is in meters. 15 meters?
Okay.
Would you like to move, Cersei?
Yeah, she'll start running and getting
What
out of
is-
everyone's way.
What is your speed?
Fucking
You're pretty fast if I remember correctly.
I think you're
6.
excellent. So mark your little 6. Show that you're 6 feet off the map. Or 6 meters
3
off the
meters.
map.
Because
3 squares, 6 meters.
3 squares, yeah. That's what I meant.
All good. Anything else, Cersei? You want to expend some more stamina to make an extra action?
No, I'm holding in case anything is hostile towards us.
You could run some more.
Could run some more.
Well, then I wouldn't be in range in case anything attacks.
Very,
No,
very
that's fair.
true.
That's fair.
That brings us to Ingrid.
Okay, so here's the burgeoning question. Higher vampire. I noticed some features of them. Do I recognize them at all from either my past at Bearkeep or the party?
No. I don't see a reason to make you roll for something that wouldn't serve a purpose. No, you do not recognize this creature.
Okay, so potentially not one of Renwick's. It's at that moment, Cersei, you notice Ingrid lock up for a quick second as her eyes go wide, as the wand is being passed to you and weapons or vice versa, and she's going to say, "Higher vampire." And on the floor at her feet, she's going to scribe the sign for Yarden. Let me see again what the mechanics of that are. Sorry, I'm pulling up my sheet right now. I'm so sorry, I'm so slow with this today. Yarden creates a large magic circle on the ground around you. Anything that steps into that circle takes a negative to their speed and reflexes, equal to the number of stamina you spend. I am spending 7 on this, which is my max vigor. Until they exit the circle, any incorporeal creatures that enter the circle become corporeal. So it's 43 stamina left after that. So yeah, scribing that into the ground. It lasts for 5 rounds. And then she's going to look towards the higher vampire, and sword still in hand. She still has her the serpentine silver blade out. She's going to say, "What happened? What do you want?"
This is to the creature?
Yes. I guess to both,
Understood.
technically, because they're both invisible range for her, right?
Do me a favor, position your Yarden. Well, I'll move it, but tell me where you want this Yarden at.
It's at my feet.
Excellent.
So, like, yeah, right there.
The succubus jumps was the hand.
To be fair,
Uh,
Ingrid didn't know that.
As combat is very brief, 3 seconds per round. So, can kindly repeat your question if you care.
What happened? What do you want?
Calamus, I need you to roll me 1d10, just real quick for me, please. Excellent. Creature speaks. We wanted to be left alone. That is 3 seconds.
Okay. So that's so since I spoke, I can't burn stamina to do another action, right?
You may. 3 stamina to do another action. It wouldn't help with the speech, as combat per round is 3 seconds, but...
No, that's fair. That's fair. Ingrid is going to... She can see the succubus too, right?
Yes, very clearly.
How high is the ledge right there?
Only about 2, maybe 3 feet.
Okay. Holding her hands up. Sword still in one of them. She's going to take a step. She's going to pull herself up. Onto the ledge right here. Can I move myself? I can. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I was acting up. Shit. Ingrid is just trying to look non-hostile, like she wants to talk in that moment. Or as non-hostile as she can. Defensive, but not actively hostile.
Understood.
And that's my turn.
Brings us to the succubus. I apologize in advance, specifically to Calamus. Forgive my high school French. The succubus drops to her knees and cries out in a deep pain, a dialect that is... How many of you been to Toussaint for Life Path?
I haven't, but I know someone who was.
Indeed,
Ingrid's
you do.
probably been once or twice.
You might pick up a bit of this language, Cersei. And again, I apologize for my high school French. Is il me prilimain regis? Which, Cersei, you would catch bits and pieces. My hand, Regis.
Cersei will stop. You'll stop and start to turn back.
Still the succubus's turn. She is going to move 2, 4, 6, looking up at the higher vampire in pain. He had taken a step toward her. Ingrid, his eyes are off you now. And he prepares to kneel and be closer to her. And that is the succubus's turn. Top of the round, that brings us to Regis, who in this moment will kneel and assume an almost less monstrous visage as one of the hands returns to human form and shape as he clutches the bleeding stump and holds her close. His eyes dart across the room as he brings her into an embrace. The left hand is still clawed, still ready for what might come next. But for the time being, he is going to do nothing. Which brings us to Calamus. Calamus, now that I think on it as well, you've traveled and met many people. You might pick up a bit of that conversation as well, what her cry out was. So, same knowledge as Cersei, my hand, Regis.
I think in that moment, Calamus is just gonna look over to Relg. The severed hand of the succubus in one of his hands, and his other hand on the sheath of his sword, now that he has it back. See. Perchance a parley?
I would need a roll from you, Calamus.
We have our luck.
You do have your luck.
Would this be
You
empathy
tell
and
me.
persuasion?
Well, you tell me. Is it empathy and persuasion or empathy and deceit?
I think in this moment it's persuasion.
By all means.
20.
$20. I'm going to make a roll to quell his anger. Simply return what you've taken and then leave.
Our question, for the purposes of speaking, are we safely taking a brief sidebar from the initiative order?
I would say so. So we'll pause initiative here. For how generous do I want to be, guys? What do you guys think?
Super generous.
It's been a long day.
I'm leaving this one completely up to you. I could go either way with it.
I feel like I can't vote.
Technically speaking, because Relg, your what is the prerequisite? You're holding it. Does it require to fire the next
No.
turn? You just have that
Just
until.
careful aim. Yeah, just careful aim for the shot on the next round. If I shoot, but I didn't make it, so.
Okay,
it
not a
doesn't
problem.
apply. Yeah.
So we'll say that what is stacked currently will hold. Cersei, your stamina will be expended, but it will not. You will not lose the spell. So you're still holding, crackling lightning at your fingertips. I'm not just gonna take that away from you yet.
Thank you.
So initiative is paused. Combat is paused.
Okay, so as Ingrid is seeing Regis kneeling by the succubus, Ingrid is looking between the two of them because she didn't see anything that happened before. She's slowly going to sheathe her serpentine silver sword and then look from the pair of them back to Calamus and ask, "What did you do?"
I got what we came for, plus a little extra.
Do I see the hand in your hand?
Yeah,
From here?
Calamus will kind of like gesture to the staff in Cersei's hand and hold up the severed hand of the succubus.
Ingrid is going to hold her hand up and basically motion for you to toss it to her. The hand.
Perhaps we should finish the parlay first, but I'm trusting you. Calamus will toss the hand to Ingrid.
She'll grab it and then she'll look back to the pair. After she does that, is Regis still knelt down by her? Are they
Do you make a
looking at her?
gesture to? He's watching you intently.
He's watching me intently. She's going to look to Regis and she's going to say, "I mean you no harm. My weapons are away. I'm going to step forward now with this." And she's going to show the hand that was taken. And she's going to, like, with her other hand up, she's going to start carefully moving forward. Tell me to stop if you're not comfortable. And as she says that, she's going to say, "I do have one question, though. Are you
At this, you, in a blink, he is in your face, Ingrid. The claws tilting at your chin. He says, "A question. A question. Do you think you are owed answers? Do you think you are owed anything? I've known your kind, Witcher. I've met but one that is worth anything. You think us monsters. You see nothing in this world but things to slay. And now you would inquire of me anything."
Ingrid is...
Give me a reason to let you live.
Because we know you're not all monsters. And I'll start walking back forward with the wand.
I am friend to one of your kind.
Calamus will kind of peek his head around the corner very quickly. In absolute fairness, Ingrid came in quite docile. I was the one who thought you were monsters, not Ingrid.
So you are to blame.
He's young, he doesn't understand.
I know when I have done something untoward, and now would be one of those times.
Calamus, I need you to make another persuasion check, please.
$31.
Thank God you're bored.
Bard skills, man.
His eyes are now fixed on you, Calamus. You have taken something from a friend. I do not know if I will be able to heal her.
Cersei, could
Yes.
you reattach a limb?
Could I reattach a limb?
It's very fresh. It's very
very
fresh. It is not lost. It will need to take, it'll take some healing. She will, much like yourself, need to spend some time, likely in a sling.
I can make an attempt.
You need to hurry. And she's going to say, oh fuck, I had something, sorry. May I move? She's gonna ask.
No. If she fails, I will take something of yours. As is fair.
Cersei, come take the hand from mine.
Cersei will keep the staff in hand and will carefully walk over and take the hand, her eyes fixed on Regis. Oh, and I've dropped the spell. No more lightning.
Understood.
And she'll kind of walk backwards from Regis and Ingrid until she's halfway to the succubus and turn around and quickly go over there, set the wand down on the ground, and cast magic healing.
You do this, Cersei, up close and personal. She is gorgeous. Even in throes of pain, she is lovely. You heal the arm. Kindly take narrative control. You've never done this before on screen, at the very least. What does it look like? What's the magic do here? There's a lot of flavor that can be had here, so go wild.
Cersei will kneel down, set the wand kind of on her one side, herself between the wand and the succubus. Gently, may I? And take her arm.
She nods.
And put the hand back on it, the arm. Not pressing so I don't hurt her. And put as much stamina as I need to into knitting the muscles, re-stitching the skin together, and the magic itself is red and misty.
You need a spellcasting roll. 10 of them. You'll be using this 10 times.
Oh.
And your DC for each time is 20.
That's crazy. So
It
huh?
It was a deadly critical.
Yes, it sure was.
How long does this take? Like,
Each action.
Canopy.
So this will take 30 seconds, technically speaking.
Am I expelling the stamina 10 times?
You absolutely are, because this is 10 uses of the healing spell.
Okay, I have that. It's just I'm gonna be real tired.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. Alright, I got a base of 19, so.
You got a base of 19?
Yeah.
Pray for no ones.
Pray for no ones. 8. 4. 2.
Close.
I would like it to be known that once I heard that it was Regis, my hand started.
Oh, 3.
3.
What are we at? 5?
4. That's 4.
4. 6.
Excellent.
9. 7. 10. 5.
Last one.
9.
What was that last one?
9.
Thank God, I thought I heard 1 for a second.
Me
I
too.
do too. Yeah.
The mist blurs flesh, magically stitching and combining. There will be likely a small scar, a blemish on perfect flesh.
Mm-hmm.
But in 30 seconds, some of the longest 30 seconds of our heroes' lives, Regis never breaking eye contact with you, Calamus, and never moving the sharp talon away from Ingrid's neck. "30 seconds, she is healed."
I do think somewhere in that 30 seconds, Calamus keeping eye contact with this higher vampire was just like, honestly, I feel really bad about this whole thing. It was a total misunderstanding. It was a very low blow about your clothing. My
Alamus.
apologies.
Not now.
It's
Not the
just-
time.
Cersei, you may make yourself known.
Cersei will gently take her fingers and kind of move her hand, move her arm, kind of her hand up and down, make sure it's all attached. And then she'll stand and help her up if she would like to rise.
She rises. She's only a few inches taller than you, Cersei. She looks at her arm. You can see there's still pain. She looks to you with familiar gratitude. When you used to heal the people of Izima, this was in their eyes as well. She says, "Thank you."
There's no need to thank me.
Is it done, lovely? Oui.
Ingrid's going to say, may I move now?
Pulls the talon away and quickly is now away from you and level off the ledge with her and clutching her close. Gone are talons. Gone is the snarled, monstrous visage. Now before you is a man.
Ingrid's going
Aged,
to
but not ugly nor unrefined.
Ingrid is going to release a breath that she had been holding the entire time. Look back to Calamus for a quiet moment before turning back to Regis, and then walking. She looks a little perturbed. Her eyebrows were furrowed when she looked at you, Calamus, like she was studying you for a quick second before looking back to Regis and the succubus, and she's going to take a few steps closer, especially with Cersei still in close proximity. She's still a little anxious, a little nervous, and she's going to say, I apologize on behalf of my companion for any misunderstanding that must have happened. For
Why do you
may not-
speak?
Why do I speak?
Does the boy not have a voice?
She's going to look back to Calamus then.
What would you like for me to say?
I would
can't
like the
guarantee
truth.
I'm going to say it.
What have you come here for?
Nothing we don't already have.
This, and she'll gesture or hold the wand.
His eyes dart from Calamus to the staff, and then down to his companion.
You see this merry troop that I am part of here. We are on a bit of a quest, if you will. To accomplish only the most noble of goals, freeing one's true love from bondage, we require the succubus wand. The friend, the lover which has been taken from amongst our number, has been sequestered by a particularly ruthless higher vampire, and we mean to save her.
What do you know of Renwick?
Need a couple rolls from everyone. I need a human perception check from everyone in the room.
know why my character sheet keeps closing.
25.
Oh God, what?
Oh, I can just click on things and roll it. Sweet.
Mhm.
20.
28.
Yep. And that's 2.
Oh.
25,
I rolled
28,
two
a
ones in a
2.
row. Andy.
Am I missing one? 25, 28, 20. Or 25,
I said-
22.
I said 20.
20.
It's on right here.
So, there is a very clear mark of recognition. Almost disdainful, but not aggressive or malicious. More so just annoyance, like almost like an eye roll. I would also like, in addition to this, an awareness roll from everyone, please.
Oh my god, stop closing my character sheet, please.
What's the associated attribute with Ordens?
Intelligence.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I have a dog in my lap.
I fumbled, apparently.
Excellent.
18.
That is
18.
skill roll 4.
And let me double check my math. Yes, 18.
18.
I would just
for-
like to note this is the second die roll in a row that Luna's beat me by 1. 17.
17, 18. Rogue?
18.
18.
I'm the only one not seeing whether that
Look,
is.
human perception went out the window when we went into murder mode, and so Rogue's just kind of slowly coming back to himself.
You hear in a language you all understand, the common tongue, so to speak, whisper as he just turns his attention away from all of you for a moment, holds her close and whispers in her ear. I told you to leave. I will not kill them for you, but should you want it, I will retrieve your item.
Ingrid is just going to say, Renwick, I'm going to make this as simple as it can be. Renwick is our goal. And the one that we are attempting to save is one of yours, is one of your kind as well, and is my friend.
Doesn't seem to be concerned with your words. He's present. He's likely hearing you. But he looks like he's waiting for her response.
Ingrid is just going to look to her then and just see.
Calamus is gonna very quickly look over to Rogue. Would you be upset with me if I approached the lady?
I think she'd be more upset than anything.
It's not what I'm asking. Would you be upset?
Oh, I'm definitely upset.
Would you be more upset?
Rogue's gonna finally lower his bow and go down to where he can see where those two are.
Calamus will approach the succubus in question. They'll just kind of like sheepishly look to her for a moment.
So you're passing Ingrid too while you're doing that. Ingrid her eyes are wider as she shoots her look at you as you walk by. She's not going to say anything. She's just going to no. As you pass, she's going to whisper, "Be very careful."
Calamus will look to the succubus and say, "There is nothing that I can offer you to make amends. I can only offer you honesty. People may call me a bard, storyteller. I'm a craven and a charlatan. But if there's one thing that gives me courage, it is the love that we share among us. I would do anything for Cersei to be able to retrieve her love. Will not apologize for that, but I will apologize that our paths cross this way. And if ever I may avail myself to your service to right this wrong that has been done to you, I would do so with gladness of heart and stalwartness of mind.
Calamus, as you speak, you notice that same bite, that same discomfort. And he clutches her close, and you can see, as you speak, she tugs at his clothing to keep him from speaking or stepping forward or defending her. You all hear her speak and say, "Yeah, they're still ages. I want to hear the story." He nods, says, "Not here. There's a small cottage just outside of Fen Carn. You may find me there, and I will determine if you are worthy of having the trinket that you so sought."
Of course.
Cersei will nod.
If you do not choose not to arrive, I will hunt you, and I will make sport of it. Go.
Ingrid will stay there for a moment, but she's going to wait for Calamus and Cersei to move past her first.
Would you like this back on good faith? She'll hold out the wand.
Looks down to her. She shakes her head.
She'll pull it back and nod. And turn around and start walking away.
Did Regis grab her cloak that she had? Or is it still on the floor?
No, still on the floor, where she dropped down.
Rogue's gonna walk over and pick it up.
Ingrid's eyes are always going to be on Regis this whole time, by the way.
Relg, you retrieve her cloak.
Mine will be there.
My lord,
Cal.
my lady. Just bow his head to each of them. Hold his hand out for Rogue.
Rogue will grab it. And then head up the stairs.
Ingrid still hasn't moved yet. Once everyone has passed her, she's still looking to Regis. Is he looking at me back? She's going to say, "My name is Ingrid of Sintra, and I will see you soon." And then she's going to step back and then turn to leave. As she's passing her sign for Yarden, with a swish of her hand, it's gone.
It's mechanically already gone 5 rounds.
Yeah, after 5 rounds, yeah. I guess it has been more than that.
So, with a slight veering of course, our heroes depart the crypt in Fen Carn. And this
Ingrid
where we'll
is
take our
pulling.
break. We will see you all very, very shortly. And welcome back. Apologies for a little bit longer of a break. Had to take my pup out. I am a single mom who works 2 jobs.
Great.
Yeah. So, we jump back into it with our heroes now leaving the crypt of Fen Carn. If there's any discussion or any conversation, by all means, now's the time to do it as you make your way back to your cart.
Ingrid is going to, as she's getting the cart situated to be moved again, she's going to say, "When we're ready, Calamus, right up front with me."
Well, that is my assigned seat. I assume we have assigned seating.
She's not going to answer at that moment. She's just going to
Ingrid,
continue.
come on. It was a good joke. Just a little chuckle. Just a little tee. Nothing more. Nothing less.
Ingrid's probably for the first time going to turn and give you a very serious look. And
Fine. I do have a quick question reflecting on the activities of the previous session. How many
Yes.
portions of mandrake root did we harvest while we were talking?
Ooh. Yeah,
Five.
that's off the top of my head. I couldn't remember, but you've got companions.
5. Great.
sorry.
I think just to busy himself while everyone else is working, he's gonna get the gloves and the mask on and get the hand spade and try and pluck a few more.
Plucking a few more on your way out. Go ahead and give me a wilderness survival. I believe it is.
How is Cersei looking right now?
Tired. Pale.
Yeah.
I have 4
But he-
stamina left.
You can take a recovery action.
I'm gonna take a recover. She's gonna do it. She's gonna take a sit. I'm so sorry.
Calamus?
13.
13. As you guys depart, as you make your way, Calamus, you lean down and grab a few of the, to call them ripe is not really correct, but the easier to grasp mandrake, you're going to grab 3 more units.
Calamus will go to his assigned seat at the front of the car with Ingrid.
Understood. As well, the game master neglected to give you guys a direction of where the hut would be. Regis would not have neglected to give you that. So you guys have a direction and are looking for a small shack.
We never did ask, did we? We kind of just said like, okay, we'll be there and left.
That's
I mean,
my
how
bad.
hard can it be to find, really?
We're just gonna start going in circles.
Well,
It's right. It's gotta be around here somewhere.
So, I assume this is the portion of the ride where I receive an interesting talking to.
Oh, I thought this is as you're saying. I thought Relg was gonna have something to say to Calamus, which is why.
Well,
Yeah, that
some-
that could be immediately said to either of you.
Oh yeah, no, because Rogue was gonna start talking to Calamus the minute, like, grabbed hand started marching off to the cart. Just
By all means.
what the hell happened?
Well, I followed the voice. We had a conversation, and I asked if she would allow me to see her again in an effort to find a better way to get the wand.
Mm-hmm. And then you
And
cut off her hand, or
No,
she
well,
attacked
well-
you, or
Disrobed, beckoned me towards her, and from what I understand, was preparing to use some sort of devil sex magic on me, and it was just her in the room.
Mm.
And so I listened to I listened to you talk strategy with your games, and so calculated the odds. And I won the hand.
you're not being cute right now.
It's a good joke.
Mm.
There has to be some sort of levity, or it's all just. Look, I know that was fucked. Plainly, it's just bad, right?
She looked like a scared girl in her father's arms when we came around that corner.
Shh. I'm
Could've
aware
walked-
of that.
Could have walked
That is
walking away.
not the way
You
she looked when we were alone together.
And he could have come back up the stairs. He could have come back up the stairs.
Not without coming for what we. You taught me that. Never leave without what you came for.
You spent so long talking about humanity and options, and taking
Yes.
a cleaner way out.
When she disrobed and beckoned me forward, I panicked. I didn't want to consider that for a moment I wasn't coming back up those stairs. Because I promised you
Mhm.
I would.
You did. You promised me. Promised me you'd be
S-
2 moments.
So I got what we came for. And I ran.
You didn't factor the odds right, Cal.
We've done this job 100 times.
We haven't done this job 100 times. We're in a whole new game.
Yes, but the odds haven't changed.
The higher vampire in the room changed the odds, and we didn't know
I'm
about that.
aware of that. I'm very aware of that. I am super aware of it. And
So
that's why I.
stop trying to play the odds by yourself. I do that, and it's a fool move. And you're not a fool. So
No.
act like one. And Rogue's going to grab the front of Calamus's shirt and pull him to him and kiss him. I'm gonna get the rest of the cart ready.
Love you.
Love you. And stomp off.
Aggressive love.
Aggressive love.
The amount of
I
angry
hate
love
joining
yous
the
I've
leaves, but I
received.
do hate
What was
it
that,
when he
Ramos?
this, but I do so love watching him walk away.
Such a way with words.
Oh my god.
You stomp off and make your way to the cart. This, go on, please.
And help Cersei in the cart when she comes up. Because yeah, she's looking tired, so
Cersei.
How's your stamina?
I was at 4. Now we're at 13. Can I keep taking recovery actions?
You absolutely can.
Just gonna nappy in the car while we're
Yeah, Cersei looks pale. A little out of breath walking up the stairs, leaning on the wand.
Excellent.
Oh my god. Okay, if you're actually looking like that, as we're walking up, Ingrid is probably just gonna be like, since this will probably be happening while Relg and Calamus are having their conversation, Ingrid is going to place a hand on Cersei's shoulder and be like, "Are you all right? Do you need help?"
I'm fine. It just took a lot out of me.
I can see. And we have some time with a little rest and a little, maybe tea. Help you feel better.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need some water.
Let us get back to the cart then.
Cersei will find a water skin and just take a sip.
You mean chug the whole thing?
Yeah.
We love sitting as an action in this house.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
I would like to cast contemplation. Anyways,
And remember,
Ingrid-
crying is a free action.
yeah, 100%. Ingrid will make sure Pretty Good is ready. Give her a little snack of an apple or something, and then situate herself in the driver's seat, awaiting Calamus.
Understood. You do this. Calamus, do you have something?
Calamus will just bundle up the mandrake that he harvested and toss it in the back and kind of look between Relg and Cersei for a moment. Says, apologies for you needing to expend so much energy on my behalf.
Fine.
As you say, Calamus will head around the front and up in the driver's seat and just kind of look at Ingrid.
I'm just picturing it being like Ingrid is just sitting there looking down at Pretty Good, and the second you sit down, she's just like like slow head turn towards Calamus, and then she's going to say, "Tell me everything that happened from the moment that you stepped down there to the moment we arrived." And she's going, as she sees his mouth start to open, say, "No fancy words, be simple."
Very well. In this moment, I will forswear the accustomed frills of my speech. Followed her voice and the light down into this chamber. I told her that we were looking for something and that we couldn't just leave. She asked for free passage away, to which I said that it may take some convincing of a lot of you, but that we could not leave until we had gotten what we came for. She acquiesced, agreed, sorry.
Ingrid is appreciative of you.
I asked for but one token. Let's backtrack a little. She didn't have the wand in her hand at first. She just looked like a cloaked woman, and I asked if she would allow me to see her again. She said, well, why don't you look upon me now? She, without my consent, I might add, which not a huge deal here, but definitely part of a huge deal, disrobed in front of me, beckoned me closer. And I've heard stories of succubi that they, entrance men or women, and in the height of their shared physical bliss, slay the mortals. And so I took advantage of the situation, and I got what we came for. And then I called out for you, and then the mist appeared, and then it turned into Regis. Do you know that name means kingly?
Ingrid is going to put a finger up.
Sorry. Anecdotes.
And after Calamus finishes saying that, she's going to look back into the cart. And she's going to say, because you both are in there, right? Relg and Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ingrid's
Rel's making
gonna-
sure Cersei's okay and brooding.
Are you two ready back there?
Yep.
And then Ingrid's going to offer a nod and then start the cart. And then slowly moving in the directions that we need to go, that we were given by Regis. And as she's that 1 horsepower. Mm-hmm. It's already warmed up too. She's going to not looking to Calamus as she says this, keeping her eyes on the path for the moment. She's going to say, if you want to be a Witcher, one must learn, and this is a fault of mine. You went in there unprepared for a situation like this. I do not blame you for what you did, but this is one of those moments where understanding and sentience comes into play. Both of those that we face down are highly sentient creatures. And while monsters in their own rights, depending on how you look at things, not necessarily good nor evil. It depends on the actions taken by said individual.
Point of order, real quick.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Was waiting for a key moment, and this is going to trigger this off. Ingrid, I want you to make a monster lore roll, please. Let's see what you
shit.
know of succubuses.
Oh. Okay, monster
Succubi,
lore.
I apologize.
Or incubi. Where's my... Oh, duh.
Well, Ingrid makes
there it
that
is.
roll. Fun fact about the words succubus and incubus, they actually have no denotation about gender amongst them. Succubi refers to lying beneath, and incubi refers to lying atop. It refers to
Actually,
tops
yeah.
and bottoms, not genders. That's your fun Witcher fact of the day.
I actually didn't even know that. That's really cool. Good to know. 17.
Excellent. Somewhere amidst your speech, it unlocked a memory, and I was like, I knew this. So I was very proud of myself. I apologize. Ingrid, 17. As you speak on this, you are in a unique position. We've jokingly said that Relg and Calamus are two new students. This is a subject in which you are very knowledgeable. The succubus is, contrary to commoner belief, unable to bewitch. They are just beautiful. They are just gorgeous, and they are unfortunate creatures in some ways. They, perhaps due to, it can be argued about their nature of, the nature of succubus, and the, proclivity for violence, and the one being the whole in nature versus nurture and such. But one thing reigns true, is that it is not a supernatural lust that they create. They themselves are constantly in a state of insatiable lust. So any creature around them, they are easily swayed. It is an unfortunate beast that is easily swayed in this manner. The mythology that is passed around commoners that they drain the life force is strictly based off of the fact that their vigor, their let's call it energy during these activities, is a bit more than a commoner can handle. And it's just this insatiable lust that has caused this myth. They are, judging by what you've heard from Calamus' story, she likely finds him attractive and was truly unable to control herself.
Fun point of fact, I actually only knew about the fact that they don't always kill. I actually didn't know that they couldn't charm. I actually thought that was a part of it, something they could do.
Book lore.
Yay! Thank you for that. I mean, to be perfectly fair, I finally started reading more of the books. So Ingrid is going to. Where was I in my conversation with Calamus? Because my brain.
Evil
Right.
sentience.
Oh yes. This is. I did not prepare you well enough going into that, and I should have been there with you. Should have found a way to talk our way of getting me down there with you. Succubi, by nature, do not. They are not violent creatures. They are not creatures that kill, at least not on purpose. They do not enchant others. They are just very beautiful, very attractive. They themselves are the ones cursed with insatiable lust. They, based on what you are saying, did she at any point try to remove herself from the conversation? Did she try to keep herself away from you?
I think, just as a quick sidebar, as soon as Ingrid started going into like detail on like the nature of succubi, Calamus pulled out his journal, and there's a few blank pages between his songwriting and just the rest of the blankness, and
Time for Witcher notes.
begins to scribe down as Ingrid's talking what, the nature of succubi truly is.
For your knowledge as well, it's something that was not really on base, but Ingrid, you would know, and you can pass this along as well. They have a command over fire, and they are resistant to magical charms, just for notes and common knowledge later.
So they can't charm others, but they're resistant to being charmed themselves.
Immune, but yes.
Immune. Jeez.
Calamus will there's a little half grin before it stows away, and I think Ingrid would be the only one who could see Calamus in the sidebar writes, "Am I an incubus?" ? And then
Oh, sweet summer charm. Okay.
looks back up to Ingrid. I'm unsure. Normally I can get a read on someone relatively well. And I told her she didn't have to hide. She came closer, and then she never tried to remove herself from the conversation, but I think, knowing what I know now, telling her she didn't have to hide may have been a poor gesture.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I do remember in the conversation, like, obviously Ingrid's not there. This is just me as you're saying, that she actually did actively say, can I go? Can I leave? I think 2 or 3 times.
She was asking for passage to leave. If I misunderstood and that she was just trying to get out of the scenario, I'm sure that's possible. But like I said, I read someone through their eyes, and her eyes were obscured for the duration of the conversation.
She probably simply found you attractive and lost herself to her own lust.
That is what the notes I have taken would concur.
Notes, and that's when she's going to look. And there's actually a pleased look about her as she sees that you're actually writing this down.
I would like to pause this moment, pause the game entirely, rather than do this in Discord. As a lesson to all viewers as well, I want to pause this game real quick. The nature of the succubus in this game is particularly for me quite tragic. It's very sad to read about. I want to check in on the state of the players, see if we are comfortable continuing this topic, the nature of play, the subject matter at hand before continuing. Yeah, this is just a general check-in.
I'm good
I'm
personally.
gonna unmute. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Good.
Then we will resume.
I also
game.
want to agree. I also agree. It's very tragic and it's very sad, especially from what I remember from Witcher 2.
We will resume game. Thank you all for just participating in the brief check-in. For everyone watching at home, I don't care if it breaks immersion. This is important. Let's resume.
I think in that moment, Calamus will just kind of like pause. Do you think she's ever had a friend, Ingrid? Must be quite difficult to maintain boundaries when one cannot trust one's own self.
She seemed to have the one named Regis.
Darling, if you thought that was friendship, we have very different eyes for the scenario.
Lovers can be friends, too.
Yes, but it goes beyond the one when one becomes the other.
Ingrid looks confused. This is maybe a subject that might be a little beyond her in the current mindset.
Let's put it this way. I am your friend.
Yes.
Yes? Would you touch me the way that you touched Aaron?
No.
So in lies the circle and the rectangle and the square. Some things are entirely different. That's the circle. Every rectangle is a square, but not all squares are rectangles.
Ingrid looks even more confused now.
We have so much time to go over geometry. But that's not the point of this conversation.
No.
I think I'll write her letters. That might be easier.
Be gentle. At first, you did cut her arm off.
And
Which, very, very well done. Did she get even a touch on you before?
No, and Calamus will show Ingrid. He'll kind of like unlace his bracer and show the hidden garter sheath inside of it that has the broken Nilfgaardian sword in it. And he'll tighten his bracer back up.
Impressive. I do suggest, though, with the nature, and I will slowly go over the nature of which creatures that I know of at the very least that we consider sentient, to wait to see their actions first and foremost. I try to, even the Bruxa that we faced in Bruges was an act of self-defense on my part. She attacked me first. She made herself hostile towards me first.
I thought that's what the succubus was doing, but I misinterpreted the situation.
Very, very, very fair and very understandable. Yes, but moving forward, pointing at Calamus's notes, keep that in mind, that especially with succubi, incubi, the like, it is best handled with a gentle hand, a gentle mind, and a gentle voice.
Yeah, I'm quite good at. Can we do this just like once a day, maybe for a few hours? Just you can tell me about monsters and I can make notes.
Sure. Would you also like swordsmanship lessons like I'm giving Relg, who's probably still a little bruised?
I think for now it would suit me better to learn the intellectual pursuit of witchering. You call it the path, right?
That is one phrase for it.
I think perhaps
I like witchering, though. That sounds fancy.
I think perhaps I should focus on the intellectual pursuits of the path before I begin the practical pursuit.
I learned both at the same time, but whatever you desire.
I mean,
At your pace.
I do all right with a sword, but those giant things that you wield, I could never.
Considering what I have seen you do in Bruges and in this instance, you're more than competent with a blade.
I trained a lot with my uncle before he passed. I can get around, black plate mail, but skin of monsters seems to be, well, can't even say that for sure. Is it just the same? What is the difference between slaying a man and slaying a monster? Perspective?
Perspective could be a way for it. Again, this goes back to sentience. Some do not have much sentience, if any at all. Drowners, for instance, kill on instinct. Same with ghouls, al-ghouls. Even spirits themselves can be driven by instinct depending on their manner. And this is something that she can start going into. I don't want to take too much time, but
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's. Oh,
I think
please.
Calamus will just sort of punctuate his part of the conversation with, I was very young when I killed a man for the first time.
why did you kill him?
He was trying to take something from someone who had nothing to give.
In what way?
She was a tramp. She was just a traveling woman. She had nothing to her name, lived off her wits. He was a Temerian, farmer. He was no Nilfgaardian that I had so much disdain for. She had stolen some of his crop to feed herself. He was beating her. And I took the wood cutting axe from the block, and I split him from brains to balls.
At that, you see a crack of a smile at Ingrid's lips, and she's going to say something. She's going to say, "Let me tell you something that I've learned on my path, and that is some humans can be just as monstrous as those that we call monsters. It sounds like you slayed a monster."
I just worried that it was too easy for me to tell the difference. Calamus will smile and put a hand on Ingrid's shoulder and, in a very friendly way, just kind of rub a very comforting small circle into the back of Ingrid's shoulder as they ride towards the cottage.
Sounds good. You're going to get a lot of monster lore dumped on you, probably while we're driving.
Notes. Just taking mad notes.
As the conversation outside the cart continues, let's draw attention on the interior. Relg and Cersei. Is there anything you'd like to discuss?
Before anything, I had messaged in the chat if I could take another recovery action while we're driving.
Another recovery action, by all means.
So yeah, Cersei's just knocking back a water skin and
Rose got,
slowly.
like, one of the pillows for her, like a blanket.
Oh. She'll look at that and be like, oh, you're sweet.
The back is usually what goes first, and the shoulders. So, just don't have to worry about blood though.
Yeah. And she'll take the pillow and put it behind her.
You do this?
Just do that to you every time.
Not well. I normally don't have to reattach a hand to an arm, but it can be exhausting. Despite this, and she'll kind of clutch her amulet. It still takes a lot.
Is that something to do with being able to do your magic?
It helps. It helps to focus the chaos.
So, not you, but in general, if someone threw out enough magic, it'd wear them down to where they couldn't do anything.
Yes. We're not unlimited. Despite what a lot of mages would have you believe, we have weaknesses.
I hope so. Well, not for you. Not for you. Let me make that abundantly clear. You're the first mage I've met that haven't wanted to stab.
That's entirely fair. Be a lot of bitches out there.
Right?
Yeah.
Just something that comes with, like, you either turn into a total bitch or businesswoman.
Mm-hmm. Well, at Aratuza, they taught us to be calculating. Always calculating. So that can come off as rude at times. Bitchy.
I suppose it just depends on intent.
Yeah. I wish you knew me when I had my store.
I like that.
Are you okay?
Worried as all hells, but I didn't know they looked human.
Oh. Yes. It's nearly impossible, if not impossible, to tell them apart.
Like I wasn't going to judge you for the fact that you fell in love with a higher vampire. To each his own. But
Well, one thing to look out for is she'll kind of lean forward. They don't have a shadow.
really, That'd be quite handy.
Yes. So, if you're ever suspicious, always check a shadow.
Remember that. Thank you, Cersei.
Anytime.
And hey, depending on how this goes, another step closer.
Yes. Regis seemed to know of Renwick, so who knows? Maybe he could be a friend after all, despite everything.
Well,
Oh,
you
Rick.
attach the hand, so.
I'm sure that helps. I hope.
Well, we'll see if he has any issues with Renwick.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Or anybody else.
Yeah. Interesting that he said he knew a Witcher that he didn't hate. That was nosy, I guess.
I've heard little tales. Mostly from Kyle. Only Witcher I've really spent any time with was Ingrid.
I knew another one. I think we've talked about him before. He was a good friend. But definitely colder.
Sometimes the world makes you cold.
She'll look down. Yeah.
That's why you have to keep others close.
Right. Of course. Cersei will just fall silent, kind of looking, have a 1,000-yard stare.
Yep. So, 1,000-yard staring in the back of the cart.
Yeah!
Excellent.
Gotta love Trum bonding, right?
Truly. This is also, I would like to draw attention in the back of the cart. To the staff, we haven't really touched on what it looks like yet. But for the two of you, this is up close, personal, and without fear of evisceration. So you now see it here. It is a slender, finely crafted bit of wood with a silver inlay. The designs are less than just lines and geometric shapes. Or I should say more. I have to ask you each a very interesting question, and you may feel free to take a moment if you so choose. What is it you find most beautiful?
I think you know the answer to that.
For Rug, it's a concept. It's one day having peace and home, sitting outside some house on a cliffside with Calamus. No more wars to fight.
The lines change. Each of you see something different. Words appear before your eyes. Relg, you see the words, "We will live through this." Cersei, you see the whispers of sweet nothings and promised everythings that Elodie spoke to you. Along the strange bit of cursive that moves and shifts. Briefly, quickly, you each see different variations, small carved and silver inlaid imagery of a home sitting cliffside and a vineyard in Tucson.
Cersei will, when the corner of her eye, she'll see it moving. She'll like almost panic for a second, and then kind of squint at it and just smile.
Yeah, Rogue's gonna look at it, moving. That brief intake of breath, where the panic won't set in. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
It's moving. The designs are moving.
Maybe it likes you?
I think it just shows what you find most beautiful. And her eyes haven't left the staff.
Rogue's either. For various reasons, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. She is.
We should probably tell them.
I wonder what they'd see.
I'm curious too.
Rogue's gonna just kind of reach back for the little. Because is it a like
It's
two
a
little door
yeah.
or just?
Go ahead,
Mhm.
Ingrid.
I was going to say, if my memory serves, it's just it's pretty much like a window door that one could step through.
Yeah, you can kind of crawl through it. Think of it like the window of the two large trucks.
Yep, just big enough to be able to crawl through. Yeah.
Pops that out. Or yep.
You could probably. Ingrid pauses. You probably heard a few lines about succubi strengths and weaknesses, and also like a little bit of I lost it there for a second. Sorry, brain. A little bit of just like the be kind, be gentle with them portion of it. Before she pauses, and you see Callum is taking notes.
Right.
Just give them some information. I can share with you too.
I'm always good for more information. You're driving. Cal, I need you to look at the staff back here. Don't.
Do
I'll
I
look
need
at
to?
your staff anytime, darling.
You have a staff?
Cersei audibly laughs.
That's how you flirt, Ingrid.
Oh,
No, really, I
oh,
it's
you mean
important.
it's your? Oh,
Ah, now you're catching on. See, we have things to teach each other. And Calmus will pop his head back into the carriage. Take a look at it.
Alamus, I think we've got a gist of what the staff does and what it can change. If you'd like to take narrative control and let the world know what you see.
There's a moment as Calamus is looking at it that he comes in with a very jovial smile, and it slowly fades to just this bittersweet look of reminiscence. As what Calamus sees is kind of split into two pieces. He sees the sights and the sounds and the smells of that crowded tavern where he saw Relg for the first time. And I think he would also see memories of that day in the shop where Mousesack came to visit when he was a boy and told him that he was capable of great things. And that was one of the last days Calamus ever saw his whole family happy. Big family. At the time, Calamus was the youngest 5. 2 younger siblings hadn't yet been born. A small tear falls from his eye. That's quite something. Quite something indeed.
And Cersei will just give him a knowing look.
Ingrid, let me take the reins for a moment. I'd like for you to take a look at this.
What's going on? She will pass the reins.
As she does, Calamus will kind of catch her cheek with his hand. Whatever you see, remember what I told you.
Which thing? You've
Take
told me
ti-
many things.
Take time to wave back across the river. Calamus will smile and like give a very like gentle like little 2 clap on Ingrid's cheek before taking the reins. And
she's just gonna quickly shuffle in, wiping away a tear. What is Cersei? What is happening? What's going on?
Before you take narrative control, Ingrid, as you glance down at the staff, there is a phrase that I will share with you that is prominent, something that would catch your eye here. In a script that is not pretty, but is familiar. Against all the odds of our creation, I love you too, Ingrid. You would like to take narrative control and let the world know what you see.
Oh God. What happens when you get to the mindset of your characters? Okay, I'm so sorry, storyteller, can you briefly describe to me exactly how the staff functions on that again, so I can detail it properly?
It will show you what you want, what you love, what you find the most beautiful.
It also doesn't need to be in current or past existence, right? It could,
No,
like, as
and this
Gavin, it could be a concept.
can be a concept, and it can be a flash of many things, as Calamus detailed as well. This can be more than just one thing. The human capacity for beauty and appreciation of such things is incredible.
First of all, after her eye catches that phrase, Ingrid freezes, and a single tear drops down her cheek, and her jaw drops as those words shift and coalesce into one of Ingrid's memories. Her sitting on the battlements of Heron Kaduk with Aaron, as he offers her a very plain ring. And they embrace, and they kiss, before fading away into a blizzard. And then the next one is seeing Cersei again, alive, after Sintra in her shop. Next is a simple one. Ingrid at Heron Kaduk in its courtyard. As having a simple meal in front of a small collection of snowdrops, smiling, laughing. And then something that she hasn't seen yet, but something she hopes. Elodie and Cersei dancing together. And then her stepping back into Heron Kaduk. Being home again. Surrounded by her new friends. And that's what she sees. And she is some many more tears streaming down her cheeks. She's just gonna look to Cersei then, and then Relg. And then between the two of them, she's just gonna say, let's just see.
I'm sorry, one more time.
What did I just see?
The staff shows you what you find beautiful.
Ingrid is just like at that moment she's probably just going to like press her back against like the back of the car and just like slump down. I hope some of them can come true.
Cersei won't say anything. She'll just offer a sad smile.
Rogue just kind of nods. And then
You're gonna have a
realizes
group
we
cry?
left Cal alone to drive the cart. And is gonna go sit with Cal.
Find Cal, seemingly it looks like drinking.
Yeah. Gallas will just hand the wineskin over to Rogue.
Just downs it.
That was a port, so you're going to feel that in a moment.
God, I hope so.
It's a port.
It's a very concentrated wine.
Thick.
Oh.
It's got a certain chew to it.
Like syrup?
It's warm.
Almost.
Yeah.
I love a good port wine on a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday.
In the distance.
Storyteller, is it a
Calendars.
Tuesday?
Listen, man, I just give you guys dates. I don't. I'll track down the Witcher calendar. I'll give you an actual. Listen.
If it
For
is
fucking
Tuesday,
now it is.
great. If
Is
it's
this just
not,
Even
It
better.
is now.
it's the wine. It's the wine.
Yeah.
It's just the good old
The
Tuesday
wine
group
says
cry.
it's Tuesdays, so
We
You,
drink port on Tuesdays.
In the distance, Calamus, you can see the makings of a small shack, along with a post for a horse and a small, looks like a small garden.
As they approach, Calamus will just look over to Rogue. This doesn't feel like it's too soon because we've known each other for so long.
it's been 2 years or so. 2 years, 4 weeks.
I would like it if you could meet my family. are a lot of us balanced. But if we're being entirely honest, there is a sickness amongst us. But you should at least meet my mother.
I'd like to meet your sister, who you write to all the time.
She
Possible you put in those
is.
letters.
She's a bit possessive. So consider this your warning. I would very much like that.
Given my profession and previous stations in said profession, how scary could your sister be?
Dear help. Considering the contents of my last letter to Sarah, she's kind, but my mother and my father are very busy. She is the eldest of us. She did most of the raising. Just keep that in mind. Her name's Sarah, by the way.
All right. Sarah. And your mother.
And you'll have to meet my man who raised me? It's complicated.
Right.
Sarah seems to have uncovered some information that would indicate that my father, Michel, is not my father. Nor my two younger siblings. And I don't think he knows that. But it's complicated.
You say that a lot. Mine's a little less complicated in a very more complicated way.
It would be
You've met
less
my family.
complicated if the man that I grew up believing to be my uncle wasn't my father.
That does make it entirely more complicated.
But Michel is a good man. He's an amazing alchemist. I possess but a pale shade of the talent that he has in the craft. There's a sickness of sadness in my family realm. I'm not immune to it. But do you know who is immune to it? Calamus Acker. And he'll pull up to the post and hop off and start to tie up the horse.
You all arrive. You feel the carriage or the cart come to a stop. You can see it is a well-crafted shack. Small, likely contains a bedroom space, but not much in the way of like a living room or a foyer or anything like that. Even a mudroom. You can see through one of the windows a candle is lit.
Ingrid is going to look to Cersei before stepping out, and she's going to say, Do you think it would be a good idea if I went in there without my swords as a show of good faith?
Cersei has not taken her eyes off the staff this whole time and is gripping it. Oh shit, sorry, very tightly.
Ingrid is going to place a hand on Cersei's shoulder then and squeeze. Cersei?
Hmm.
She's going to study her. Are you alright?
Of course. I'm recovered now. I feel much better.
We seem to be miles away, so to speak.
I'm okay.
We'll find her, I promise.
And see, well, if you notice, I don't know, she...
Do you want me to roll human perception?
Yeah.
Making me roll. Alright, where's my character sheet? Where's my character sheet? Where's my human perception? There we go. Nothing can go wrong ever.
Everything can go wrong all at once.
That's a fumble.
Oh, you don't know, this is, no.
Cersei's great.
She looks great.
Cersei, let's have a roll from you as well. This would be deceit, I would imagine. There's always a possibility that you fumble as well.
Charisma and deceit. Let's go.
Can I burn your willpower? Wait, wrong game.
7 plus 8 is 15, plus 4 is
Oh,
19.
you destroyed me. Yeah, you destroyed me.
Cersei's great. She, never better. She's recovered. No longer pale. Hydrated. And she just says, I think we can trust them.
Oh, that's to the answer to my sword.
Mhm.
Right, yes. I was like, wait a second, hold on. She's just going to look at you for a few moments. Very well.
Rogue's gonna open the back.
Ingrid had her mouth open to say something, but the moment that Rogue does that, she's just going to close her mouth again, give Cersei a nod, and another squeeze of her shoulder.
Are we ready, or should I want me to pretend I didn't? I can just close this back.
As
I'm
ready
ready.
as I'm going to be. Yes, she
Says-
says as she unclasps her the strap of her sword sheaths and places them down in the cart.
Are we?
You know what? She's gonna go one further. She's gonna start taking off her armor. I think it would be a sign of good faith, especially considering my nature and my path.
All around decided no weapons.
I won't. In this instance.
I think that's more than fair. Cersei, do you still have the compass, darling?
I do.
If you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
Do we know where the next one is?
Where is it pointing to for fate?
Wouldn't I need to be holding that?
Sorry, I'm farting an allergic reaction out of nowhere.
Oh, you're good.
Don't die.
Just sneezes. Kindly detail the compass again for me. I apologize. I don't have my notes on the items.
Let me pull it up. General gear, magic compass. Oh, a character holding a magic compass can make a resist coercion check at a DC set by the GM to clear their mind of any distractions and visualize an object they have seen before.
In this sense, you guys have the drawings and the imagery that was left in the notes. So the whole reason this compass works for these relics is because of that. So you can pass that along to Calamus as well if you were looking to look for fate.
So I will hold it. And do I need to make that resist coercion check?
Was Calamus intending to use the compass, or? Okay. Yeah, let's have that. I'm pretty liberal with that, but let's try it once.
Oof,
Are we,
not a one.
are we both making liquid death rolls?
Yes, I'm hoping to
15.
somehow clear my sinuses. 15. Golden. It is pointing currently from where you guys are southward, I know my directions. Southeast.
Southeast.
Is that where fate is?
Seems that way.
Deeper
Right.
into Nilfgaard then.
Unfortunately.
Well, if we are to fight Renwick and reclaim Heron Kaduk, both are deep within current Nilfgaard territory.
Is that going to be a problem for you, Ingrid of Sintra? I mean, calling home Nilfgaard. Once all of this is said and done.
I was born in Nilfgaard.
Say no more then.
You doff your armor.
Mhm.
You get a bead on the next relic. The conversation must be had. Who is first to enter? Or to
feel like we
knock
should-
if you're polite.
I feel like we should all gather by the door and knock like we're Christmas caroling.
Yeah, I actually agree. Though Ingrid will take center, probably just because she's the beefiest of us.
I think Calamus will knock on the door.
Excellent. The
You've come to
Door.
purple your turds.
The door to the shack opens, and now a gentleman bearing no resemblance to the monster that you had seen before steps forward. As he opens it, he looks to all of you. You can see the hair remains the deep sort of widow's peak that indicates a balding gentleman. His skin is pale. There are a bevy of sort of pouches along his waist, as well as what looks like a string of garlic, of 3 cloves. Looks to you all and says, "If I'm quite honest, I didn't expect you all to show."
We keep our word.
Yes, and you did say you would hunt us to the ends if we did not. Oh, yes.
Come in. Turns his back to you and makes his way into the small shack. There's a couple chairs, 2, as well as what looks like a off room set up, perhaps a bedroom, that is separated from the main space just by cloth. I would tell you to make yourself at home, but I don't get much visitors.
It's quite all right.
How is your friend doing?
You can hear from behind the curtain that separates this bedroom area. You can hear her call, "I am better."
Glad to hear it.
As am I.
And as a manner of my apology, I did bring a gift.
His eyes dart to you, Calamus. There's no glow or piercing white shine, but it's sharp all the same.
Almas will produce the bottle of Tusanti port that he had stolen for a few villages back. I caught your accent, darling. Toussaint, no? I've never been myself, but I've heard that it is the envy of all of the continent.
You can almost hear the smile. She says, "Oui, is all that and more."
Always
This
wanted to
can-
visit. Sorry.
Perhaps this can bring you a pale shadow of what it is to be home.
There's a very brief pause before she says, "Wages?" He extends his hand. "Forgive my companion. It's not out of rudeness that she remains hidden."
I understand that now. And
I
I
have-
apologize for my previous misstep. I was uneducated on either of your kind.
And I have corrected that for him.
Have you?
Yes.
If you allow Calamus, he will take the bottle from your hand.
Absolutely.
He sets it on a small table, a nightstand almost. It's been moved nearby the curtain. He says, "As much as I would love to hear the inaccuracies of your training, Witcher, my companion wishes to hear your story. What cause have you entered our abode and entered into a frivolity of ours?"
I'm not one of fancy words, as bards might be. She says she looks to Calamus. Renwick has killed my people, taken my home from me, threatened my friends, those I hold most dear. I intend to do what I can to make sure that he cannot hurt anyone further in the way that he has, and to rescue those that I care for. The one of your kind that I also call friend, Elodie.
He gives a glance back to the curtain. He looks at all of you and says, "So you wish to kill this Renwick? And for that
If my
reason
understanding-
for that reason you need this?"
It is one of the relics that we seek. Yes, to increase our power, our chance, our possibility. Correct me if I'm wrong, storyteller, but does Ingrid know that only other... Oh, wait, we had a conversation with Elodie about that. She's gonna say, I know that it takes one of your kind to take down one of your kind permanently. If my understanding is correct. So I know that what we can do is only a temporary measure. But we still must try. No.
You're well trained.
I had
Learn.
to survive for 40 years.
You had something, Cersei.
Learned from the best.
And all of you are roped into this.
He has my beloved. So naturally he's my enemy.
And the two of you.
You made an ally out of someone who is a monster. And he took Elodie.
When you say roped in, it makes it sound like we don't to be in on this. I spoke plainly and spoke true. Within the mausoleum, I am a craven and a charlatan. There is nothing that I would not do for the love that folk share between one another. The love that I suspect binds you to the lady beyond the curtain. The love that binds me to Relg. The love that binds Cersei to Elodie. The love that binds. Did you know moles mate for life?
Off topic. You're off topic.
Ingrid is like just looking to Calamus like,
I would put my very life on the line for the greatest and smallest of loves. And I find myself privileged and honored to put my life on the line for this love in particular. The love of home and the love of another woman.
I would like everyone to make a human perception check real quick. I'll note as well, Calamus, he does sort of give a small smirk at your fun fact about moles.
Wow.
Moles. That's what saves us.
don't fuck me, go. 20.
21.
What's 9 plus 8? 17.
Empathy, right? Remember human
Yeah,
perception?
human
Yes, please.
perception, empathy. Good.
Solid 10.
Hell
It
yeah.
is Ingrid and Calamus that pick up on a bit of discomfort in your musings, Calamus. When you say the words "what bind you to that creature behind the curtain," it's not.
That lady behind the curtain.
Yes, apologies. It's not the idea of binding. It's not the quite plainly. There's a discomfort with the amount of affection you lay on these two. Both of you realize that he doesn't love her. In fact, he hasn't called her darling, my love. There's been no pet names. There's been comfort. There's been protection, but it's a bit like when you attribute love or a relationship to those that are going through a breakup.
Wolf.
I think clocking that. There will be a small bittersweet smile on Calamus's face as he takes a seat. As, love lost is no measure for pain. Pain is inconsequential.
Oh god, at Calamus's words, Ingrid is now 1,000 yards staring.
He speaks and says, "Well, there you have it. They have a monopoly on vengeance and love, Nuala." Hear her behind the curtain speak, and there's a change to her voice, as if maybe not fighting back tears, but as if her eyes have been watering. She says, "I wish you would have just asked. Your cause seems noble. There is precious little I would not do for the one that I love." There's that same bit of regret, that discomfort, Calamus, Ingrid, you clock it from Regis.
Is he looking at us still?
Yes, he's kind of relaxed a bit. He's crossed his arms and is no longer sort of staring daggers at Calamus. He's
Ingrid's not gonna
he's now kind of letting himself relax, and you can kind of see that the discomfort's kind of outweighing the hostility.
Ingrid's kind of going to furrow her brow in a curious way and kind of tilt her head at Regis. She's not going to directly ask, but if he clocks her questioning gaze, I guess.
While that's going on, you guys may continue the conversation.
Cersei is clutching the staff very tightly again. Just trying to find words but failing.
Do the two of you intend to stay here?
No. I am here early on a business endeavor. He does clock your look, Ingrid, and you can see very clearly like a small head shake.
Ingrid's just going to nod her head knowingly at him.
Do you know him?
Your enemy.
She'll look up, yes.
Met both of them in passing. In my younger years, I was foolish. They attempted to recruit me to their cause. I was not that foolish.
Good for you.
You say she's captive now?
Yes. She
In my
left
home.
him and renounced that cause.
Fallen out of favor with the young upstart, then.
Yes, you could say that.
The look. He looks down first, and then looks back up at the group. He says, "Sorry, I'm trying to focus on my dog whining behind me."
It's all good. Bindy's adorable.
It's time for bed, she says. The look he gives when he looks up is just almost a recognition of the predicament you're in. He seems to understand that Renwick is dangerous.
Ingrid is going to step forward a bit more. She's just going to say, do you have any advice for us on how we should proceed?
Are you satisfied, Nuala? Oui. Go home. We'll tend to your wounds later. I wish to speak with our guests in private. Something more relaxed than I'm afraid you can provide. There is silence. Calmus.
Did you say her name was Nuala?
Yes, Nuala.
Calamus will just kind of pipe up. Before you go, darling. If it's not too brash of me. It occurred to me on our ride over here that you may have difficulty maintaining friendships. And I would like to see that remedied. I would like to write to you from time to time. If that's all right.
Oui. We just...
Can I have the messengers be sent here? Leave the letters here, and then you can write when you're able.
Regis speaks up quickly. I will arrange a place for the letters to be sent. Not here.
Very well. I look forward to writing you, Nuala. Your name. Do you know what it means?
No, I'm afraid not.
It means born of the sea. Having laid eyes upon you, I understand. I'm sorry that we met the way we did.
This fair play for the things I have done. Fate. We always catch up to you.
It's been such a terrible thread, does it not?
Can see Regis as he speaks. There's a bit of impatience. Is probably the best word for it. Just voila. We just. And then there is silence. You can hear, or see Regis tilt his head. We have much to discuss. truly, as best you can, make yourselves at home. And that...
Before we begin, sorry, one more thing. You mentioned that you knew another Witcher that you liked. If you don't mind me asking, who?
I doubt you've crossed paths with him. Bit of a lone wolf, that one. And that is where we'll close tonight's session. Thank you for letting me end on a pun. I'm so sorry. We went a bit over, even with the time that I asked our companions to hang out for a little bit, so I apologize. We'll do this very quickly. Let's go around the room. I'll do my spiel very quickly. You guys can take your time. Let's go around the room. Let's begin with Calamus. Who are you? Where can we find you? How have you been?
Hello, hello. This has been a good episode for Calamus in learning how to not be a boy, but be a man. I'm Avery. You can find me on all of the social medias at Golden Gwydion. I am also the storyteller right here on the Rolling Nomads for the wonderful Chronicle Transylvania Beckons. And this evening, I have been the boyish bruiser, Calamus Akers.
I'm so sorry. I'm dying. Perfect. Let's go next over to Cersei.
Hi, don't die. It's frowned upon. Hi, I'm Luna or druidbynight. You can find me at druidbynight on all the things, including Twitch, where I stream every weekday. I also play in Transylvania Beckons as Prince Rosalind of Tremere. And tonight, I have been Cersei Aveline, who is... See.
Excellent. Let's move it on over to Ingrid.
Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel. You can find me over at the azurebutterfly.ttv. I am also the creative director here at the Rolling Nomads. I am Prince Juliana Volstadt on Transylvania Beckons. I have Azure's storytelling studio every Thursday here on the Nomads. And today I am, or have been, and will continue to be, Ingrid of Sintra, the very sad bear witcher.
Moving on to our next sad boy, Relg.
Hi. Usually I'm as I was on all, because I think I'm funny. And yeah, today I've been everybody's favorite sad boy elf, Relg, who's going through it mentally, and that's fine. But you can also find me on Transylvania Beckons playing Jack, the Prince of Our Hearts, Gangrel boy, who's hunting Tremere. Don't worry about it.
They deserve it. Perfect.
I mean,
Look.
Jill totally agrees right now, by the way, so.
Excellent. We of course have been the Rolling Nomads. I've been your game master, Gilbert Ramos. I'm found everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. I had a stroke. At Ramos the Nomad everywhere. That's TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, all the things, all the social media things, Blue Sky, Instagram, all that good stuff. We have been the Rolling Nomads. We are found right here, twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. Our schedule is up to date, so you can check out our schedule right here on twitch.tv. As well, you can find us over on Twitter and Blue Sky. That's where you can keep up to date with our going live announcements, our late starts, our cancellations, our new programming, all that good stuff. Once again, on Twitter, it's at _Rolling Nomads, and on Blue Sky, it's at Rolling Nomads. I am bad at this, and I'm so sorry, guys.
You got it. Forget to say the line.
We are on TikTok at _Rolling Nomads. So you can find clips of things that you might not know that you are into. Such as Witcher, Transylvania Beckons. We got some Book of Saints stuff coming very soon. All of our clips are coming from our previous episodes. You find key moments and interesting stuff. Yeah, I think that's us in a handbasket. So, the
line.
Yep, the line.
That needs to be a t-shirt. That's us in a handbasket with you just going.
I don't want this to be my calling card.
Underscore God King Ramos.
Oh god.
It's too late. If you do it enough times, it becomes your calling card.
It's true.
This has been for years. So that's all from us, folks. We appreciate you guys so much for hanging out and for being with us during this, and thank you guys for pushing through. I know we went a little bit longer than even expected whenever I messaged everyone.
It's all good.
So thank you guys so much. We will see you guys not next Monday. Next Monday it's Christmas. We're taking Christmas and New Year's off. We're gonna take some time to ourselves, take some time to get stuff taken care of, and not have my dog yell at me. But yeah, we'll see you in the new year. Yeah, check our Twitter for all
And
that
then
good
we'll
stuff.
get fate.
Yeah. Yeah, we will catch you guys next time. Same place, same heroes. We'll see you then.